I have no doubt, because Azziad went to the Kenya Institute of Mass Communication, where I also went through. I have no doubt she's been trained by the best hands. The previous administration had stopped a very big movie from shooting their opening scene here. And that opening scene was worth 15 billion Kenya shillings, because they didn't want to close Mombasa Road for an hour. Yet we closed Mombasa Road for more than 2 hours for the president. But my name is Dennis Itumbi. I am now serving in the Talanta Hela Council, National Council, which is responsible for the reimagination and the redesign of the creative economy in Kenya. It's backed by two major technical committees, one creative headed by Churchill, and one creative headed by Churchill, and one headed by Carol Radu. So the two committees then report to the National Council, which then helps implement those ideas. The decision by the President and the CS was to put players in the industry in the technical committees, so that would come with the results. And then the rest of us have been put in the council to help move things to actualization, connecting ideas to reality. The unfortunate thing about this creative economy industry is that its potential has been spoken about for a very long time, and its reality never comes. So you're told movies can earn a lot of money, but no one really connects those movies to that money. So that is going to be our role. I think my singular focus as a single player inside the National Council is to ensure those people who produce get money, because I have a similar story. I acted at National Theatre for a long time for my survival means, and when we acted in those set book plays, we got very little money that did not finance, and we had to leave that to get into professions to be able to do stuff. I do not want that story told by another person. So I am personally going to play a very great part to ensure money goes to the creators themselves.
Okay. How long were you prepared and ready for this?
From the campaigns. I mean, you go back to our manifesto on page 27, there is a whole creative economy bit there. Because at the time when we were writing our manifesto, the previous administration had stopped a very big movie from shooting their opening scene here. And that opening scene was worth 15 billion Kenya shillings, because they didn't want to close Mombasa Road for an hour. Yet we closed Mombasa Road for more than 2 hours for the president. But you can't close Mombasa Road for 15 billion shillings to get in that goes to people's pockets. So it is that redesign, that reimagination that drove us. How long? For my entire life, I've waited for this and I've prepared for it. As for this particular one, the conversation started during the campaigns. We knew that this was going to be formed so that we would be able to change the narrative around the creative economy.
Just to understand, Itumbi, because talking about now movie, theatre and everything, we have the likes of Lupita Nyong'o and more outside the country. Now we have Kenyan experts outside the country. I don't know which plans you guys have maybe to have them on board, maybe in sessions, in consultations, and everything.
Different teams have, the Ministry of Tourism has reached out to Lupita Nyong'o. LC Majimbo is also in that. Her managers and herself, she was here about 3-4 weeks ago. We had a conversation. Beyond that, beyond the ones we know, there are many other players from Kenya in Hollywood. There are people who are doing costumes, there are tailors, there are people who are doing stunts in the movies. It's a whole diaspora industry for the people in Hollywood. So we have a plan. And on the 12th of this year, December this year, we're going to bring our diaspora to Kenya. The president is offering to host them for a diaspora conference here in Kenya in December, which usually happens every December, but this time the president intentionally wants to take it over. So that time is when we also bring all these people together to be able to drive this out.
Monetization is very key to creatives.
Monetization is in two ways. There's monetization from our local consumers, so you create consumption appetite, and then there's monetization that comes from platforms that already exist, Facebook, YouTube, Google. You remember the president went to Google last year, and we managed to unlock the entire monetization for YouTube. There is very good progress on Facebook, and I'm sure within the next 3 weeks, there will be an announcement by Facebook and the president around monetization on Facebook. The conversations are not yet through, and therefore we're just waiting for that to conclude, and that will not be in my place to announce. The president will.
Just to understand, I want to know, how will Kenya be able to track, maybe see the progress of Talanta Hela, of all the things you guys have launched today? Because at home, I don't know, we expect maybe to have TV programs so that I can be able to say, today in Nakuru we saw this and this and this. Now the stages are here. We're now waiting for.
Give us a quote as SPM bars and tell us how you intend to tell people about it. In other words, I'm saying we are moving communication of government programs from only traditional media as has been in the past and opening up for the digital media. I mean, direct communication has proven to be a better way to accommodate more than digital media has proven to be better than the traditional media. So yes, traditional media will still use for a few, but in terms of communication, we will not go TV the way you're saying. We want to go SPM bars, we want to go Kenyans.co.ke, we want to go to your Facebook page, we want to go to Churchill's YouTube account. There is a way we can also create monetization around content distribution, because some people are not content creators, but they distribute content. So they should also benefit from the trail of that. So there is also monetization for people who just distribute. And for people who capture the content, like yourselves, there must be a place for you.
Let's finalize. Maybe you could say something to your fans, to the government, to our president, His Excellency William Samoei Ruto, and then maybe to the creative industry.
For the creative industry, this is your moment. You have an idea, prepare to start giving out. We are coming to where you are. We are going to ensure money comes into your pockets. This is not another committee like any other committee. And you're not going to spend a lot of time doing what other committees have done. We are going to take those reports, integrate them, and then start implementing. Even if this committee and council has been put in for 3 years, we want to spend less time planning and more time implementing, because the planning has been done for a long time. All we need to do is implement the decisions of the plan.
Mr. President?
The President wakes up every morning, works every day, and sleeps Kenya. I am 100% sure, having been among the people who are privileged enough to talk to him frequently enough, that he is truly a man on a mission.
I remember one question, Itumbi, if you can allow me to add. Kenyans on Twitter, KOT, they've been trolling a few individuals who have been selected to lead us, the likes of Azziad, because of what they believe Azziad maybe doesn't deserve maybe to be there. What do you have to say on that?
I've been in the public sector for a while. I've gotten some appointments for a while. I'll tell Azziad and anyone else being trolled, and I know they don't really need, because they've also been in public life for a while. It is often said, people only target the man with the ball. The man without the ball in the field is not the person who the camera follows. The camera only follows you as long as you have the ball. So criticism is a good thing because it shows you have the ball. What you do with that ball because you have it is what counts more. I have no doubt, because Azziad went to the Kenya Institute of Mass Communication, where I also went through. I have no doubt she's been trained by the best hands, and she represents, for a person who grows her brand from nothing to something people that can be able to discuss in the entire of this nation, is a person to think about. Because if they can grow their own brand, then they can grow the brands of many other people. Having defended them as much, to the people criticizing them, to them I have this to say: without Azziad or those others you are criticizing, you do not exist. So it's okay. Continue criticizing, and for Azziad, continue creating, so that these ones can also have a job of criticizing you. We all have a job. Yours is to criticize. We have just shared the job. The job of Azziad is to create. The job of our critics is to critic. So we will all coexist. Now, let me actually put it differently. The job of Azziad is to create content. The job of our critics is to criticize that content. The job of SPM bars is to make sure the critics have their voice heard, and Azziad has a voice heard. So we will all survive in this ecosystem.